I want you to hear this clearly, especially if you're over 60 and you've been doing everything right, because I'm seeing the same pattern over and over again, and it's heartbreaking. Here's what I can tell you from real operating rooms, not just fitness advice online. The most common healthy exercise in the world may be quietly wearing down millions of knees, hips, and spines after 60. For decades, we've been told walking is the gold standard, that it protects your heart, strengthens your legs, and keeps you mobile for life. And yes, walking can be helpful. But what we're seeing in clinics and surgical suites around the world is often the opposite of what people were promised. I'm talking about seniors who walk every day, some even hitting 10,000 steps a day, and they still show up with fractured knees, inflamed joints, and cartilage damage so severe that the bones are literally grinding together like sandpaper. If that scares you a little, you're not alone. And if you've ever thought, why am I getting worse when I'm walking more? Stay with me. Because the uncomfortable truth is, you may have been sold a myth. And it's a very profitable one. The global walking, fitness, and wearable market is worth $300 billion a year. Shoe brands, tracker companies, and pharmaceutical giants make money every time you believe walking alone is the answer that will save your health. But orthopedic and vascular science points to something more specific. There aren't thousands of movements you need to master. There are 5 forms of movement, very specific, surgeon-approved patterns that are clinically shown to do what walking often fails to do after 60. Rebuild strength, protect joints, and extend mobility for decades longer. From all the categories people talk about, strength, balance, endurance, flexibility, only 5 specific movements are shown to help reverse muscle loss, improve fracture risk, and reduce fracture risk by over 40%. In this video, I'm going to walk you through those 5 surgeon-approved exercises, ones that can outperform walking for joint protection, rebuild strength, and fight muscle loss faster than any medication or treadmill ever could. And please don't skip ahead, because the second one surprises almost everyone. It's so simple that hospitals in Japan are using it to restore leg power in seniors recovering from surgery 40% faster than physical therapy. The studies and verified hospital data are cited in the description, sourced directly from Harvard, Mayo Clinic, and international orthopedic journals. Before we get into the first movement, let me ask you something, because I truly want to know. Where are you watching from, and how many minutes a day do you walk or exercise? We're reading every single comment tonight. Seriously, everyone. All right, let's begin with the first one I want you to add, because it's safer than walking for many people. It strengthens far more than you think, and it protects your knees long-term when done correctly. Picture this. You're standing at a wall, not on the floor. No pressure on your knees, no impact pounding through your hips, just controlled resistance. This is the wall push-up with progressive resistance. A lot of people hear push-ups and think it's only for younger athletes or military training. But the wall push-up may be one of the most underestimated exercises for seniors today. When researchers at the American College of Sports Medicine looked at upper body strength in adults over 60, they found something striking. The group doing modified push-ups 3 times per week increased functional strength by 34% in just 8 weeks, compared to only 7% in the walking-only group. That's a massive difference. And it matters because wall push-ups don't just train one muscle. They work several groups at once. Your chest, shoulders, triceps, and, this part is critical, your core stabilizing muscles that help prevent falls. Upper body strength is not just about looking strong. It's what helps you catch yourself when you trip. It's what helps you push up from a chair. It's what lets you carry groceries without feeling strain in your joints. And the reason wall push-ups work so well is the way they create resistance against gravity while keeping you in a safe, controlled position, one that virtually eliminates injury risk for many people. But the starting position matters a lot here, so don't rush it. Stand about arm's length from a wall. Put your palms flat against the wall at shoulder height, about shoulder width apart. Then lean forward until your nose nearly touches the wall, and push back to where you started. As you do this, keep one simple rule. Maintain a straight line from head to heels, and keep your core engaged the whole time. Then, as you get stronger, you don't need fancy equipment. You simply step a bit farther from the wall. That increases the angle, which increases resistance. Progressive overload in the safest way. Research from the Cleveland Clinic shows that maintaining upper body strength after 60 reduces the risk of rotator cuff injuries by 41%. And that's crucial because those injuries can start a cascade of mobility problems. Here's a real example. Margaret, a 68-year-old retired teacher, couldn't even open pickle jars anymore. She started doing wall push-ups daily, and within a month, she was opening them with ease. And there's more. This movement also supports bone health. It can improve bone density in the arms and shoulders, areas that can be especially vulnerable to osteoporosis. Studies show a 2.8% increase in bone mineral density after 6 months of regular practice. Walking tends to work the lower body most. That's not bad, but it leaves the upper body to slowly weaken with age. And that's why so many seniors struggle with everyday things like reaching overhead cabinets or pushing open heavy doors. If resistance training has felt intimidating, I understand. But we're building this in a way that feels safe and doable. And the next movement connects perfectly. And quick reminder, if you've been getting value so far, hit the like button and subscribe with the bell so you don't miss more videos like this. Now, let's move into one of the most practical exercises for independence, because it trains the exact motion you repeat constantly in real life. This one is the chair squat with controlled tempo. If I could pick a single exercise that directly translates to daily living after 60, this is high on the list. Think about it. You stand up and sit down dozens of times without thinking. That movement is your independence. A comprehensive study in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that seniors who practiced chair squats regularly improved their sit-to-stand time by 43% and reduced their risk of mobility disability by 38% over 2 years. And it's not just about strong legs, although that matters. Chair squats engage the posterior chain, your glutes, hamstrings, and lower back, while also training your balance and proprioception, which is your body's ability to know where it is in space. Here's a key fact most people don't realize. The quadriceps, the muscles at the front of your thighs, lose mass faster than almost any other group as we age. If left untrained, they can decline by up to 40% between ages 50 and 80. That's why getting up from low chairs or toilets becomes harder. People start using their arms for momentum, and over time, that can feed the fear of falling. Chair squats target those muscles directly, but with a built-in safety net, the chair. To do it correctly, start seated at the edge of a sturdy chair. Feet hip-width apart, toes pointed slightly outward. Cross your arms over your chest so you're not pushing off with your hands. Then, stand up by pressing through your heels, keeping your chest up and your spine neutral. But the magic is on the way down. Instead of dropping into the chair, you lower yourself slowly. Control your descent over 3 to 4 seconds. That slow lowering maximizes muscle engagement and builds strength faster than quick, bouncy reps. This is called eccentric training, and in older adults, it's been shown to increase muscle mass 10% more effectively than standard speed exercise. The National Institute on Aging also reports that eccentric training creates less cardiovascular stress, which can make it a better fit for seniors with heart concerns. Robert, a 71-year-old grandfather, went from needing help getting out of his recliner to playing on the floor with his grandkids after 3 months of daily chair squats. Because these are the muscles you rely on every time you stand, sit, climb stairs, or get in and out of a car. Independence literally depends on your ability to lift and lower your body weight repeatedly throughout the day. And interestingly, There's research showing improved lower body strength is linked with better cognitive function, possibly because increased blood flow to the brain during these exercises supports neuroplasticity. Now, let's address something that's very real: the fear of falling. That fear can create a vicious cycle. People move less, they get weaker, and then they become more likely to fall. So we're going to break that cycle with something deceptively simple. This next movement is the single leg stand with progressive challenges. A lot of people think balance is something you either have or you don't. But balance is a skill, and it can improve dramatically at any age with the right practice. Research from the Mayo Clinic found that being able to stand on one leg for just 10 seconds after age 70 is linked with a 50% reduction in all-cause mortality over the next 7 years. That's not a typo. Your ability to balance on one leg isn't just a party trick. It's a marker of how long you may live, and more importantly, how well you may live. This works by challenging 3 systems at the same time: your vestibular system in the inner ear, your vision, and your proprioceptive system in your muscles and joints. When you practice regularly, you're basically recalibrating those systems to cooperate more efficiently. So balance improves not just during the exercise, but in real life. You also strengthen the small stabilizing muscles around the ankle that prevent rolls and sprains. Those muscles can atrophy quickly with age and inactivity, but they respond surprisingly well, even in people over 80. Here's how to start safely, because safety matters. Stand near a sturdy surface, like a kitchen counter. Lift one foot just 1 inch off the ground and hold for 10 seconds. When that becomes easy, you progress, not by going harder in a dangerous way, but by adding small challenges. Close your eyes, turn your head side to side, or stand on a soft surface like a pillow. Each progression forces your balance system to adapt. A study in the British Medical Journal found seniors who practiced single-leg stands for only 5 minutes daily reduced fall risk by 36% and improved walking speed by 12%. That walking speed improvement is important because gait speed is considered the 6th vital sign in geriatric medicine. It helps predict outcomes ranging from cognitive decline to cardiovascular events. Dorothy, a 74-year-old, stopped going out after a minor fall. After 6 weeks of balance training, she regained her confidence and now leads hiking groups. And the brain benefits go beyond balance. Brain imaging studies show increased gray matter in regions linked with spatial awareness and coordination. Your brain forms new connections when you challenge balance, proof that neuroplasticity continues well into later years. So if you've been avoiding challenges because you don't want to fall, I understand. But avoiding challenge can actually accelerate decline. That's why the next exercise is so powerful for maintaining coordination and posture. Now we come to the one that many people notice quickly, because it changes how you stand, how you breathe, and how your back feels. This is the resistance band row for posture and back strength. That forward hunched posture you see in so many older adults isn't just cosmetic. It's a serious condition called kyphosis, and it can affect breathing, digestion, and balance, while increasing fall risk by up to 45%. A landmark study from UCLA found seniors with excessive forward posture were 3.47 times more likely to need help with daily activities, and had mortality rates 44% higher than those with normal posture. Resistance band rows fight this directly by strengthening the rhomboids, middle trapezius, and rear deltoids, the muscles that pull your shoulders back and keep your spine aligned. Walking does very little for these postural muscles, but band rows give you the exact pulling motion your back needs to counter years of forward activities: driving, cooking, computer work. Your back muscles are battling gravity and habits every day. Without targeted training, they lose that battle over time. Resistance bands are especially useful because they provide variable resistance. As you pull farther, the exercise gets harder, matching the natural strength curve of your muscles. This kind of resistance has been shown to create strength gains 27% faster than traditional weights in older adults, while being much safer for joints and connective tissues. Here's how to do it. Secure a resistance band at chest height. Step back until you feel tension. Then pull the handles toward your ribs while squeezing your shoulder blades together. And here's the cue that makes it work. Imagine you're trying to crack a walnut between your shoulder blades. That mental picture helps you use the correct muscles instead of just yanking with your arms. Research in the archives of physical medicine and rehabilitation found seniors who did resistance band exercises 3 times weekly improved posture measurements by an average of 3.2 inches and reduced chronic back pain by 58%. Better posture doesn't only help with falling, it helps you breathe. By opening the chest, you give the lungs more room to expand. Studies show a 23% improvement in vital lung capacity. George, a 69-year-old accountant, went from barely standing straight to having people comment on his youthful posture after only 2 months of band training. And there's an extra benefit people don't expect: grip strength. Resistance band rows improve it, and grip strength is one of the strongest predictors of overall health and longevity in older adults. Because your back connects to nearly every movement you make, from reaching for groceries to staying steady on uneven ground. The ripple effect of posture reaches confidence, energy, and daily function. Now, the final movement I'm going to share takes everything we've talked about: strength, balance, coordination, posture, and elevates it into something that affects the brain itself. This is Tai Chi movement patterns for neural rewiring. Here's the exercise that challenges what we thought we knew about aging and physical decline. When researchers at Harvard Medical School followed 1,200 seniors over 5 years, they found that those who practiced Tai Chi for just 20 minutes 3 times per week reduced their fall risk by an astounding 47%. It outperformed everything: strength training, balance work, and walking combined. And Tai Chi isn't just gentle movement. It doesn't only strengthen muscles or improve balance. It can literally rewire motor control patterns in the brain, creating new neural pathways that make movement more efficient and automatic. Brain scans of regular Tai Chi practitioners show increased gray matter volume in the motor cortex, hippocampus, and prefrontal cortex, areas tied to movement, memory, and executive function. The movements are slow and flowing, but they're not repetitive in the way walking is. Tai Chi requires constant weight shifting, rotation, and coordination between upper and lower body, challenging the nervous system in a way few other exercises can. And because each movement is slightly different, your brain stays engaged and adaptive. Studies show it's that variation that drives neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to form new connections, even in advanced age. There's also the meditative component. Tai Chi can reduce cortisol by up to 31%, which matters because chronic stress accelerates muscle loss and cognitive decline. The stress response system, built for short-term threats, can become chronically activated with age. That chronic activation breaks down tissue and suppresses immune function. Tai Chi interrupts that cycle by combining gentle movement with focused breathing, activating the parasympathetic nervous system and promoting healing rather than breakdown. A study from Emory University found Tai Chi practitioners over 70 had reaction times comparable to people 20 years younger, and they maintained their walking speed 32% better than non-practitioners over a 10-year period. Tai Chi also improves proprioception so strongly that some practitioners can balance with eyes closed as well as most people can with eyes open. And in the New England Journal of Medicine, research showed Tai Chi was more effective than physical therapy for reducing pain and improving function in seniors with knee osteoarthritis, benefits that lasted months after practice ended. Because the movements are weight-bearing, Tai Chi can increase bone density by 2.6% to 6% annually, compared to the typical 1% annual loss seen in sedentary seniors. Barbara, a 77-year-old, started Tai Chi after 2 falls. She hasn't fallen once in 3 years, and she says she feels more graceful than she did at 50. The best part? No equipment needed. It can be modified for any fitness level. And it often becomes more beneficial the longer you do it, with studies showing continued improvement even after 5 years of regular practice. Your brain craves novel movement patterns as you age. Tai Chi offers nearly endless variation inside a structured framework that stays safe. And there's a social bonus too. Group Tai Chi classes are linked with lower rates of depression and cognitive decline compared to exercising alone. So the real revolution in senior fitness isn't about working harder or walking farther. It's about working smarter, using movements that target the specific vulnerabilities of aging bodies while supporting neurological health and functional independence. When these 5 movements are combined, they create a complete program. Muscular strength, balance, posture, coordination, and neural function. The research is consistent and overwhelming. Seniors who add resistance training, balance work, and mind-body practice don't just live longer. They maintain independence, reduce healthcare costs, and keep a quality of life that many people thought was gone after 60. The old model, where decline was inevitable and walking alone was enough, is dead. We now know targeted exercise can reverse many aspects of aging, rebuild lost muscle, strengthen bones, and literally rewire the brain for better movement and cognition. So the choice isn't exercise or don't exercise anymore. The choice is between exercises that merely maintain and exercises that can help reverse decline and build resilience. Every day you wait is a day muscle can continue to waste, balance can deteriorate, and fall risk can rise. But every day you practice these movements is a day you're pushing back, building a stronger, more capable body that can serve you into your 80s, 90s, and beyond. The path forward is clear, the science is strong, and the tools are simple and accessible. Your future self will thank you for starting today. If you have questions or you want to share your experience, leave a comment below. We're always listening. Thanks for watching.